Well, welcome back, my friends, to another rousing rendition, a Work Tough Gear handle rendition, if you will. This is the Pathfinder. It was designed by Jeremy Boulder Valentine. It is going on sale today, November 24th, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That would be 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Their drop on their website. Guys, they've got 6 guys that work there, including Mr. Vic. I don't know what the run is, if it's 100 or what, I don't know, but I know they go fast. So remember, November 24th, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard or 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. And just a heads up, guys, I know a lot of times there's frustration. Well, they don't have anything in stock. Guys, they're pumping out designs. They're getting a lot of things done. I know they're going to try to start doing bigger runs. I know on DLT Trading and Knife Center, after they do the original drop, some knives will show up. So check there. Let me say this, for as frustrated as people get and as hard as these things are to get, Mr. Vic is way more frustrated. The man's come out of pocket. And again, he was born in Taiwan. I get a little irritated at some of these ass clowns. Dude, you're Taiwan. The guy was born there. You don't mind that, do you? I mean, that's okay with you, right? It's not like he was an American who wrote a design on a napkin and sent it over. No, the man's Taiwanese and started a company out of his pocket. And he's trying to make it go. And if I seem defensive on that, sometimes I do get a little that way. Because I think the world, Mr. Vic is a friend who's busting his ass. And real talk, he's a good dude, man. He's a real good dude. You don't want to ask anybody that's ever bought a Work Tough Gear how fast they get it from Taiwan to their door. That's my little sales pitch there. Listen, I did the hard use video this past Wednesday. Love this knife. This is a vibe knife. Jeremy Boulder Valentine also designed a couple other knives that you've seen a lot on the channel. He's designed the Thor, the War Cleaver. I love this thing. It is a slick slab of steel. He's designed another favorite of mine from Work Tough Gear. He's designed the Wilson, same handle, okay? And we're going to talk about the handle a little bit. He's designed the Kitsune, or Fox, as everybody likes to tell me, and it's in one of these pockets. I love Jay's designs, dude, and his customs. I'll own one day. This knife is just an absolute, I think of an old school classic, big time butcher knife, outdoorsy knife, self-defense knife, cleaning knife, whatever you need knife, right? Now it'll take a certain skill set. It's 1/4 inch thick. We discussed that. SK85, which is simply a carbon steel. I made the comment during the video, I would like to see an extra 1/4 inch here. Now, let me say this, and let me show y'all real quick. The balance point on this thing is sick. Now, having done this knife game on YouTube for about 3.5 years, but having owned knives for probably 45 of my 52 years, I can tell you a couple of things. One is, we say, oh, just a little 1/4 inch. Well, that can throw the mathematics off a knife. So I don't just say that. I'm going to go into why I made the comment. I do want to show y'all something first. This knife, I love, fits my hand perfectly. Well, Scab, why would you say, let's add a 1/4 inch? Well, let's talk about that. Before we do, guys, there was a time in this country where 22 vets a day took their own lives. Now, the real number is between 15 and 29. That's why here on this channel, we focus on the number 0. Anything over 0 is simply unacceptable. Vets, we love you. You have a place here. I back the blue. It's one of the most controversial things I do. There's a lot of reasons why, but I've done it almost the entire time, verbally and vocally, that I've been on YouTube. I have my reasons. They're not worth arguing over, and I'm not mad at you if you don't. I understand that we live in a republic and in a free society where you can believe as you choose. It's just a choice that I make. None of my causes have anything to do with the other. Finally, if you are an addict, never quit quitting. Now, again, none of those have anything to do with the other, but guys, it's the holidays. They're not always happy for people. And if you're struggling, if you're hurting, please reach out to somebody. Please don't fight this fight alone. All right. 2 of my favorite Work Tough Gear knives. Jeremy, let's just call him JBV, is to me, one of the more underrated designers. He does a phenomenal job. And if you look at these knives, man, those are beasts, those are tanks, those are choppers. And they are. they're also both very, very versatile. We've proven that, right? There's a lot of things you can do with both knives. Now, you can chop all you want with them, but if that's all you do with them, I just think you're missing out. You know what I'm saying? And that's not a knock or a slam. I think anybody that owns this one got it probably to be, man, that's a beast. That's a chopper. And then once you got it and you felt the balance and you felt the weight, and you said, well, I can do like this, tables here, do like this and process food. I can use the choil. I can do some up close work. Now, does it substitute for a small pocket fixed? No, but it's not supposed to. But if you had to get by with this knife, once you used it, and I am a huge advocate, look at that. Look at that. You can even see a few little dinks and rolls and chips and shit. I mean, that's how much I've used this thing. This thing's been featured in 2 or 3 videos, a ton of shorts, and then a ton of shit that's not on camera. Once I do like reviews and demonstrations and get the word out, then I start using them on my own and really put it to use. But here's what I want to talk to y'all about, and I'll make this remotely quick. I mean, quick for me. I made the comment that I'd like to see a 1/4 inch in between here and here. Listen, this knife fits my hand perfectly. I want you to look right there. Right there. And I've even got a little room at the bottom. And again, I understand the balance points on, and really, maybe even an 1/8. Does that take away from the knife? No. What happens is, when I do the demonstration or the review on these knives, I am focusing on the function. I think what I'm going to start doing is a little part 1, part 2, kind of like D-Bad does, kind of like Donnie does, because there's certain details I want to hit on the knife that don't fit in the narration when I'm using the knife, if that makes sense. A couple other things I wanted to show you. If you look right here on this handle, see these little cutouts right here? So my hand fits in there good. Then scab, what's the problem? The thing is, there's no problem. If you have XX or XXX hands or huge hands, you're going to have a hard time fitting in there. When I took this thing to Alabama, Bear couldn't really get his hand in there, and it got me to thinking. I love this knife so much, and I love the Wilson so much, that my thought was either drop it in, and you could drop it in 1/8, and I'm going to tell you how you can tell your hand size compared to mine in just a second. If you just dropped it in 1/8, now look, right there, okay? Now when I hold it, you see how I'm holding it. I'm holding it on an angle, right? Even if I bring it up here, my hand's still cocked. Now watch. Perfect. That's perfect. Let's go upside down. And I've told y'all many times, I'll do this a lot. First time I hold a knife, this is what I do. If it feels just as good here as it does here, it's for me. Now, back to my point. I want everybody to use and enjoy this knife. Work Tough Gear sends me knives to test. I tell y'all that I feel like I say it every other video. The thing is, I don't work for them. Don't make a dime off them. Don't want to. If I wanted to, I could do the demonstrations and sell them. I have zero desire to do that. That's why from time to time we package them up, we send them out, and let other people test them. In fact, Heavyset Tactical, I'm going to send him this Pathfinder to test, and maybe 1 more or 2 more to test. I'm going to be sending some knives to Pete. So the work that I put in, I also want to help perpetuate the brand, not for money. And you'll believe that or you won't, I can't, whatever. Guys, loyalty means a lot to me. Taking a chance on me means a lot to me. These guys took a chance on me way back when nobody else did. When nobody wanted to be part with the channel. When nobody was sending emails, hey, do you want to test the knife? And it was never a thought. It was never, now be careful. The caveat with Work Tough Gear has always been, we'll send you the knife, but beat the shit out of it. Okay? Give us a real life. Give us some real stuff. We don't want you to go, we don't want fluff. We don't want bullshit. We want you to use the knife. They took a chance on me. So when you hear me being passionate about them, that's why. The other thing is, they make quality shit. Y'all see it time and time again. I go out, I cut tires, I chop 4x4s. We do all kind of stuff. Stuff that you can't do with other knives. Some of it, most of it you can, but I want to show you actual real use. And I can do that, and I never worry about it breaking. One may one day. But I doubt it. But if it does, it does. But my point is, they want real world use, real world testing, and I want everybody to be able to enjoy it. That's the bottom line. So, and see, here's the thing. sometimes I feel like a casual when I say, oh, just drop it a quarter. Quarter's a lot. So as I'm looking at it, maybe an eighth, or I'd like to see them maybe even if we just opened up this just a cut hair, you know what I'm saying? Just slightly. And it's not a problem for me. It's not going to be a problem for 90%, but I want everybody to enjoy it. Now, here's the thing. This is the same as the Wilson. Work Tough Gear does this little hook on a lot of knives. Now, let me show you a couple more. Again, the Predator's dropping the 24th today. Don't forget that. Let me show you a couple more examples. I'm going to show you something real quick, and we're going to get the hell out of here. My grandson's here, and we're going to the park. This is the Grizzly by Alex Aurora Borealis. Little hook. Got it there, right? Now, the difference is it doesn't, see, it's just a little, but I got something there to grip. I love Work Tough Gear handles. But again, you see this with a lot of their stuff. Now, the Puzon, and this is probably where some of this originated. If you look here again with the Puzon, same thing. Now, let's compare this because I've already got this one out. See what I'm talking about? See how they're not identical, but they're close. So Work Tough Gear does this a lot. What I'd like to see with this, and this feels great in hand, and I can't say this enough. Mine is more, I want you to enjoy it. I want you to feel it. I want everybody. And there's a lot of guys, listen, there are a lot of guys that watch this Charles Jones. Charles Jones, the Redneck Nerd. D-Bad Bear. There's a lot of guys on this channel that do have a little bit bigger hands than mine. Now, if it's a major ordeal, there's so many factors here, guys. But the truth is, having a channel, and I'm not a knife designer, I can't stress that enough, but having a knife channel and loving knives, from time to time, I might find something that I want to tweak. Now, if you hear me want to tweak something, that's a good indicator that I really, 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 really like that knife. It's a knife I'm going to use. It's a knife I'm going to ride with. It's a knife that I believe in. Okay. If it's or if it's, hey, I love the knife, but it's not something, you probably never hear me say anything, right? Because I'm not in this to design knives or tell people when they're wrong. And I hope nobody takes that from this. This is simply meant to be, hey, I'd like to see this for more people to be able to use and enjoy the knife, okay? Not an argumentative thing. It is what it is. Finally, let me show you how you can compare your hand size to mine and know how it's going to fit a handle. Basically, take a tape. Now, I showed y'all. Look, you can see this line. See this line right here? That's essentially... Everybody's got one of them little lifelines. There it is, right there. Okay, that's essentially the way, when I wrap my hand around a knife, I hold it. Take you a tape measure. Now, if we go right here, if we're being real, right here, we're a little bit over 4. Okay, I can straighten it up some. So we start out at back here, a little over 4, and we come right down to 4. Okay, so from here to here is about 4 1/8. Over is about 4. That's how you know if you're like, damn, dude, I love that knife. I wished I could measure it. That's how you do it. Fingers won't matter, right? Well, they do to a point, okay? So you also see when y'all hear me talk about busted up hands. Okay. See this hand? That I can do that. That's as close as I can get with this hand. So it doesn't do me good to pull a measurement there because this one goes out like that. That's just the old, what they call boxer's fracture. Never boxed, but bounced for 20 years. The old saying used to be, these two hurt him, these two hurt me. Well, I learned shit the hard way. That's a quick way you can tell. Now, again, do I like the Pathfinder? No, I love it. I adore it. And here's another knife real quick, and we got to shut it down because we're going to the park. The Kitsune by Jeremy Boulder Valentine. I've already done a hard use video on this. Again, another misunderstood handle. A handle almost you have to feel to appreciate how good it is. But we're not here for that. Here's the Hondo. We'll have a video coming out on this one. But this one, again, see, now, I'm not trying to be deceptive here. For me, they're perfect. Even that old cut, busted up finger. It's perfect. It fits great in hand, but just a little bit, just a little bit. That's it. Will they change it? Probably not. But I wanted to explain it because if you were on the fence, I didn't want you to hear that and go, I ain't buying it. Most people, dude, are going to be right there with me, and this is a perfect fit. Feels great in hand. The Hondo, I'm going to do a review on it coming up. Listen, got to go. Love y'all. Hope this cleared the air. Probably didn't. Probably made it more complicated. Thank God. I'm Scab. You're not. Love y'all. I'm gone, son.